Peace. I'm back. This is Hip Hop Album Review Part 8. I'll start off with the first album for the review is Notorious B.I.G's Ready to Die album, or Biggie Smalls. Everybody knows about this album. Everybody knows this is a classic album. I feel this is a very good album. This is the 2004 remake, reissued, because obviously it came out in 1994. This is the 1994 remastered edition. And what's cool about this is that it comes with a DVD, so it comes with the Juicy video, Big Papa, The Warning, One More Chance, and Unbelievable, which there's no video for, but they just have it as a live performance in Atlanta. I feel like this is his best album in my opinion. I mean, Life After Death was pretty cool, but it had a lot of fillers, you know what I mean? Even though that's his highest selling record to date, but it had a lot of fillers. And on top of that, his posthumous albums, like the albums after he died, were just like songs that, like I guess like unreleased songs that he had, or whatever, unreleased verses. And some of the beats were kind of whack. And then like so far, and the whole duets bullshit album that he put out, like back 6 years ago in 05. I could have done without those, but this, in my opinion, is the only album you need. And Life After Death. So this is Ready to Die. Notorious B.I.G. Ready to Die, 1994. Go cop it. Must have in everybody's collection. Then we have my girl Patra. This is actually her second album. Little history about her. She started back in the early 90s and stuff like that. And she came out with her first album, which I have coming up next, Queen of the Pack. And that album, got successful and stuff like that. But this album is not as successful as her first album, but it's pretty solid, you know what I mean? Like, if you like dancehall, you like, nice, Jamaica, that island vibe, you know what I mean? This is definitely a dope album. To me, she is like the pioneer. You see how they have Lady Saw? You see how her lyrics are very raunchy. She's known for raunchy lyrics and shit like that. Well, I think she opened the doors for that, because the shit that she was talking about back in like the early 90s, man, unheard of, man. Especially coming from that genre of music and stuff like that. So Patra, Sense of Attention, 1995. Go cop it. You got Patra, Queen of the Pack. This is her first album. This is her first album. Pretty solid album, If you like that early 90s dancehall music like I do, then you'll definitely love this. This album is known for songs like Think About It, singles Think About It, Worker Man, which was a single, but the video single was the Salam Remy remix. It's not the original. So, I just want people to be aware of that. And Romantic Code with Yo-Yo, with West Coast MC Yo-Yo. Pretty solid album. Like I said, if you like, dancehall like from the 90s, you'll definitely enjoy this. I think both albums are out of print, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, if you can find it, go cop them. Excuse me. Bush Babies, Ambush. For those who know who the Bush Babies are, they're a hip hop group from Brooklyn, New York. I think two of the MCs in the group are Trinidadian and one is Jamaican, if I'm not mistaken. To keep it simple, if you're a fan of like Tribe Called Quest mixed with dancehall or like reggae, reggae vibes, you'll definitely enjoy this album. This album is known for songs like Rerun Things and Remember We, but the Salam Remy remix version, yeah. So it's a pretty solid album. It's pretty dope. This is actually out of print too. Excuse me, I just had something to drink in. Then you have Arrested Development. 3 years, 5 months, and 2 days of life of. This is their first album. Definitely, you know, like they're from Atlanta, Georgia. Speech as the lead rapper of the group. Album is known for the song Tennessee. That was like their biggest single or whatnot. And I think that's it. I think that's the. And then they came out with their second album, and that song Ease Your Mind, that was a big single back in like 94, 95. But Tennessee was actually like the biggest single, believe it or not. So this is 3 years, 5 months, and 2 months. Arrested Development. Go copy if you can find it. You got Def Squad. Everybody knows who about Def Squad. It consists of Keith Murray, Redman, and Eric Sermon. This is actually their first album together. This album, it wasn't that big when it came out. You know, it came out like with one single on full cooperation. It's okay. It's not bad. This was released in 1998, El Nino. It's okay. You know what I mean? But like, I'm a fan of Eric Sermon's beats from like the early to mid 90s. That's the Eric Sermon that I like, you know what I mean? But that's just my opinion. But if you're a fan of Def Squad, if you're a fan of Redman, Eric Sermon, Keith Murray of the 90s, then you would definitely enjoy this album. So this is Def Squad, El Nino, go copy it. I think this is out of print as well. Excuse me. Then you got Terminator. I was just say terminology. Terminator X and the Godfather of Threats and the Godfathers of Threat. This album, alright, to give you who Terminator X is he is the DJ, or was the DJ of Public Enemy. He started with them and stuff like that. He was with them all the way up to like I think he retired in 1999 from what I researched. And this album is known for songs like It All Comes Down to the Money, which was a big hit back in the early 90s, like 93, 94, and Under the Sun, which was more of a underground hip hop single. But I mean, if you like Public Enemy, you'll definitely like this. But it's not really political as Public Enemy stuff. It's just more like, you got your gangster tracks, you got your, you know, your party tracks and stuff like that. So Terminator X, if you're a fan of, you know, Public Enemy, you'll definitely enjoy this. Good luck finding this because this is out of print. Give me 1 second, guys. Terminator X and the Godfathers of Threat. Superbad is the name of the album. Superbad, excuse me. Give me 1 second. Alright. And we got this album right here. Powerule. They were a hip hop group from Lower East Side. They got this start back in the late 80s. And this is Powerule Volume 1, released in 1991 on Interscope Records. Like I said, they're from Lower East Side. This is the only album they ever came out with. They didn't come out with anything else. They came out with more like 12-inch singles, and that's it throughout the whole 90s. And I think like 98 was like the last time they put out something. This album is known for songs like Smooth, Brick in the Wall. Yeah, Smooth. That's the Way It Is. And I believe that's it. And Passive Vibes, which was a single, was all 3 singles. And what's cool about this album, as I mentioned before about Curious Jorge, number 11, Young Stars from Nowhere, is his first appearance on Wax. So I thought you guys would let you know that a little hip hop tribute for that for you guys. So this is Powerule Volume 1. This is actually out of print as well. Yeah, I know I have a lot of albums that's rare. You gotta go dig, man. Dig. Then I got Almighty R.S.O. Doomsday Forever R.S.O. For those who don't know who Almighty R.S.O. is, they're a hip hop group from Boston, Massachusetts. The most notable member is Benzino, or when he was known as Ray Benzino. It's a good album. It's not bad. It's not a bad album. You know what I mean? It's pretty decent. It got like, yeah, you know, it has this gangster. You know, it got the lean back tracks, like the full tracks, but it's not corny. You know what I mean? It's mostly gangster and stuff like that. The album is known for songs like "The War's On," which is one of my all-time favorite Mobb Deep collaborations, and "Havoc Made the Beat" is one of my favorite Havoc beats of all time. It's just like his lesser-known beats and stuff like that. But that "The War's On," they have a video for that on YouTube. Go check that out. It's known for songs like "Summer Nights," I believe, and one in the Chamber, M.O.P. and Cocoa Brothers or Smith and Wesson. It's a pretty solid album. If you like East Coast hip hop in the mid '90s, you would definitely enjoy this. This is out of print as well. Concrete Mob, Alligator Alley. Funny story about this album. There's a group called Concrete Mob that's from Canada and in Toronto, and I knew them from the Beat Factory, from the Beat Factory series and stuff like that. And they had a song called Boiling Point, which was a dope ass song. Go check it. Boiling Point by Concrete Mob. You can check it's on YouTube, whatever. When I picked this, because I didn't know what they looked like, and I saw this, and I was assuming that this was the album. I put it on, and it wasn't it. It was another group, and I couldn't find no information about these guys, but I checked it just now. They were a group from Chicago. It had like a because the way it sounded, it had like a Midwest feel to it. I mean, it's okay, but it's not that great. You know what I mean? Like, you have to really like, none against people from the Midwest. You know, I like Midwest hip hop, but it didn't do well for me. That's just me. It's okay, but you know, I wouldn't buy it. It's hard you can't even get it anyway. It's very hard to come by anyway. So, Concrete Mob, Alligator Alley. Theory, excuse me. Sha'dasious, Funk What You Heard. That's what it's called. There's an MC from Philly. Nothing too crazy. He got to start back in the late 80s, early 90s. In 92, he came out with a single, I'm Gonna Put My Thing Down. That's what got him noticed. And then this album was released in 1994. It's known for songs like I said, I'm Gonna Put My Thing Down. You Can't Play Me, which was another single. And some of the songs, I believe that's it. Those two were the only singles on the album. It's a pretty solid album. If you like, braggadocio rhymes, you definitely would like this album. So this is Sha'dasious, Funk What You Heard. This is very hard to come by. This is out of print. I had to change the tunes. This is Kirk, Makin Moves. This was released in 1994. He's an MC from Harlem. Nothing I could find on him, but nothing spectacular. Just braggadocio hip hop and just dope beats, man. Dope lyrics, dope beats. When I was reading the credits, we were saying like KRS-One is like his biggest hip hop idol, and so he really enjoyed, like he's a big fan of KRS-One, so he kind of emulates KRS-One. So What's crazy too, Ski Beats does half the beats on the album, so you definitely like this album, man. If you like early like 90, like 93, 94, like that era of hip hop, then you would definitely enjoy this. This is a pretty solid album. Um, this is out of print as well. This is Kirk Makin Moves. We got Cappadonna. This is his first. This is second album. This was released in 2001. I did a song. This album only had one single, and which was Supermodel, Ghostface Killer, that was a dope song. It had like a nice video play on Rap City, on BET, stuff like that. But that's it. This album's okay. It's not the greatest. It's definitely not. It's definitely not the Pillage. If you're expecting the Pillage, you're not gonna get this here. But the songs I like is Supermodel, which is the single, and Revenge with Timbo came from Royal Fam fame. There was a couple songs I would have done without. Like We Know, featuring Jermaine Dupri and the Brat. I can see he was trying to go for that commercial, that filler track, and usually when artists do that, it doesn't work. Not everybody could do that, you know what I mean? And that's the case with Cappadonna. But you have to be a Wu fan to like really appreciate that. It's okay. It's an alright album, but like he said, it could have been better in my opinion. There's the Pillage, the Ying and the Yang. I mean, Cappadonna, the Ying and the Yang. 2001. We'll cop it. Nice album. N.O.T.S Click. N.O.T.S Landed is their first album and the only album they ever came out with. For those who don't know, N.O.T.S Click, they're an underground hip hop group from Philly. They got their fame from like the Junior Ewing mixtapes, underground mixtapes. They're known for songs like I Pack Steel, and I forgot the other songs that they were known for, but that was a big song for them. And it had like that real grimy underground feel to it. But with this album, it doesn't have that same feel, and that's probably why it didn't really sell that well, because a lot of people were expecting that sound. But I mean, this album's okay. It's not bad. Like, to put it simple, it has like a Rough Riders vibe to it. Like the beats, like kind of like Rough Rider-ish type of beats, like Swiss beats type, like old school Swiss beats. You know what I mean? If you or Dame Grease, you know what I mean? If you like those style of beats, you will definitely like this album. N.O.T.S Click, N.O.T.S Landing, released in 1999. This is out of print. Grand Puba, Real to Real. This is his first album. For those who don't know, Real to Real, Grand Puba he's an MC from New Rochelle or Nauru. He's the lead rapper of the Brand Nubian, who are also from New Rochelle. This album, he got his start back in 1987 with a group called Massive Ceremonies, when he was known as Maxwell. Maxwell. And then that didn't do well or whatever. And he met Sadat and Lord Jamar. They formed Brand Nubian back in the late 80s, like 89 to be exact. And then fast forward to 1990, they released One for All, which is a classic album. Everybody must have that in their collection. And then in 1992, Brand Nubian came out with an album called In God We Trust, and in that album, Grand Puba wasn't on the album because he wanted to do new things. I mean, he didn't have beat, but he just wanted to do a solo career, and he was busy making this album, Real to Real. It's a good album. It's a pretty dope album. actually prefer his second album, 2000, which in my opinion is his best album. But that's not a knock to this, because this is, you like dope lyrics, you like Brand Nubian, you would definitely like this album. But in this album, this is more, it doesn't have the political or the black nationalist overtones like they do on the Brand Nubian albums. This is more like the braggadocio, like, oh, I have more money, like I have the best lyrics, I rock the most Tommy Hilfiger, because Tommy Hilfiger was pretty big back then, and he made it big. He's kind of like the pioneer of that. Yeah, man. Songs this album is known for, singles is known for is 360 What Goes Around, Check It Out with Mary J. Blige, and it has the remix of that song too. It's a pretty solid album. If you like early '90s hip hop, you like Brand Nubian, you would definitely like this album. This is Grand Puba, Real to Real, 1992. And I'm gonna catch flack for this, but I don't care because this shit is hot. Shaquille O'Neal's first album, Shaq Diesel. Everybody knows who Shaquille O'Neal is. I'm not gonna get into his biography. If you want that, go to Wikipedia. But I guess he decided he wanted to rap, or he had rhymes, and hence got this album. It's a pretty good album. I like it, man. I mean, yeah, the lyrics of what he's spitting is very simple, but I like it, man. It's pretty solid, man. Like the beat, what helped him was the beats. The production was on point. Ill beats, man. Singles this album was known for is I Know I Got Skills, which was a big single. I'm Outstanding, and What's Up Doc with Fu Schnickens. And Fu Schnickens was actually Shaquille O'Neal's favorite group. That's his favorite hip hop group at the time, you know what I mean? I don't know about now, but that was his favorite group and shit at the time, and he got them on the album. And I think, yeah, What's Up Doc was his biggest single, if I'm not mistaken, because everybody knows him from that song. Got beats from Eric Sherman does a couple beats. Def Jeff, Ali Shaheed Muhammad from Tribe Called Quest. Eric Sherman does one. K Cuff from Main Source does one, and Dr. Question does one too. This is a pretty solid album. It's pretty dope. If you're a fan of Shaquille O'Neal, this is a must-have in your collection. This is out of print, by the way. Then you got Mad Lions, Predatah or Prey, excuse me. This is his third album. For those who don't know who Mad Lion is a Boogie Down Production affiliate, or he was affiliated with KRS-One. He got his start. KRS-One put him on. Came out with his first album, Real Ting, which came out in 1995, which I do have in my collection. And he also came out with, in 1997, he came out with an album called, Real Ting. The album is known for songs like Shoot to Kill, Big Box of Blunts, Take It Easy. That was his biggest song. And then 2 years later, in 1997, he came out with an album called Ghetto Gold and Platinum Respect, which I don't have in my collection, and I want it. And that album was actually out of print, and KRS-One did all the beats on that album. I want that album, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, that was a good album. And then fast forward to 2001, we got this album, Predator Prey. This album's okay. It's decent, you know. It's not as strong as his first two, but if you're a fan of Mad Lion, you would definitely like this album. And what's interesting about this album, you have a lot of Just Blaze did half of the beats of the album. So if you're a fan of Just Blaze, you know his style of beats from 2000 2001. They had like that, you know, that orchestra feel to it, you know, that with the timpani drums and stuff, like doom doom doom. Like he had a lot of those in his beats and shit like that. So This is Mad Lion, Predatah Prey 2001. Like I said, you have to be a fan of Mad Lion to really appreciate this album. Mad Lion, Predatah Prey 2001. Go cop it. Got Shaquille O'Neal's second album, Shaq-Fu, The Return of Shaq, or The Return of Shaq-Fu, whatever. The Return. This is my favorite album from him. The beats, to me, he had better beats on this album than he did on the first album. Although the first album had some dope beats, but he had some dope, features on the album. This album is known for songs like No Hook, which was a single, Biological Didn't Bother, which was a single also, and I believe that's it. Yeah, I think those two singles were the singles. That's it. Dope beats too, man. It's so funny because number 9, Nobody. He has this one line that cracks me up all the time. He said some shit like, I don't smoke or drink. Okay, maybe I drink Pepsi because it helps me think. Like, shit, it's so silly, but it cracks me up when I hear that. Like, it's so funny, man. Like, crazy, man. But this is Shaq-Fu, The Return of Shaq-Fu, or The Return. Go cop it if you're a fan. But this is out of print as well, if I'm not mistaken. But again, like I said, a lot of the albums I have, you get on Amazon.com or eBay or like your stores that sell like used CDs or even thrift stores. You never know. Check them out. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid. So moving on to the last album is KRS-One's I Got Next. This is his third album, solo album that he was doing as KRS-One. Even though the Boogie Down production albums were all his albums, but it was just under Boogie Down Productions. I mean, let's be real, because he was the only dude rapping on those albums anyways. But anyways, back to that. I Got Next. It's a pretty solid album. It's pretty dope. It's known for songs like The MC, which was an underground hip hop single, one of my favorite Domingo beats. Step Into a World, Rapper's Delight. That's a big they have a video for that. That's a big breakdancing, like at all his concerts he always performs that song, and then that's like the breakdancers anthem and shit like that. And A Friend, which was a single also, and they have a video for that song too. This is definitely a dope album. Yeah, man, if you like KRS-One, you definitely like this album. And that's it for now. Got another one next. Stay tuned. Peace.